Allow Buhari governors for third term. APC member test Nass and Attorney General. A member of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Ebonyi State, Honorable Charles Okohenya, has besieged a federal high court in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, to direct the National Assembly and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami to remove constitutional clauses hindering elected presidents and state governors from seeking a third term in office. In a suit with number FHC/A1/CS/90/19, which was filed at the court last Wednesday and made available to Daily Trust by his counsel, Barrister Nacho Agbuti, the APC member is seeking for possible expungement of Section 137 1B and 182 1B in the 1999 Constitution as amended. He insisted that the sections were infringements on the fundamental human rights of the likes of President Muhammadu Buhari and all state governors, excluding the legislators. Honorable Enya explained that the ongoing two-term tenure is discriminatory to Section 42 of 1A and Articles 2 and 3 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The defendants in the suit were the Clerk of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Sani Omolori, the National Assembly, and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. Our reporter recalled that the applicant, Honorable Enya, had served as the organizing secretary to President Buhari in the last 2019 polls. According to him, that Section 137 of 1B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, restricting the president to only 2 terms of 4 years each, is inoperative by virtue of its discriminatory nature in relation to the executive and legislative branches of government in Nigeria, and therefore null and void and thus inapplicable. Enyan, who is earnestly awaiting the hearing of the matter soon, says he's seeking the order of the court to direct the first and second defendants to delete and expunge Section 137 1B and 182 1B of the 1999 Constitution as amended. He also tasked the third defendant as the chief law officer of the Federation to give the needed support to the first and second defendants to commence a constitutional amendment that would remove the restrictions and the alleged discriminatory sections of tenure limits. He added that he is seeking order of the court nullifying and setting aside Section 137 1B and 182 1B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and directing the first and second defendants to delete and expunge Section 137 1B and 182 1B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. So guys, you've heard it all from one of the member of the All Progressives Congress. This issue of third term is not, it's still brewing, it's not even going down. You know, recently the president came out and debunked it, and a lot of people, you know, from his caucus have been saying, oh, he does not have the intention to run for the third term, that is a democratic president or person, that he wouldn't want to go in that line, that is an he has their integrity, since he has said he's going to run for 2 terms, that there's nothing like that. You know, there was a time we saw some people, you know, they were protesting, you know, they were on the streets of Abuja saying, oh, they want the president to go for the 3rd term and all of that. And recently, Femi Falana, SAN, said categorically, with all sense of responsibility, that he's so sure that with all the things going on around, that the president wants to go for this 3rd term. People around him are pushing him to go for 3rd term. People are saying, oh, this man has come again. That who told him that the president will be going for the 3rd term, that he doesn't know what he's talking about, that he just wants to divert attention, instead of him to face his client, or should look for a way on how his client is going to be released from DSS custody. He just wants to distract Nigerians by saying that. And like I always say, you know, that man is not somebody you say, oh, he's talking from the angle of a layman. You know, anytime he speaks from the angle of the law. So he does not just say anything. And for him to have said it, and To our surprise, most of all these people, the supporters, or most especially those people who are really close to the presidency, they never debunked it. But recently, the president just came and said, no, he's not going to do that, he's not going to come out and all of that. So now, just of recent, the president said there is nothing like Totem. Now, an honorable, this is not just an ordinary APC member, an honorable in the party coming out to say he wants that law that will not give them the opportunity to be able to vie for third term or to go for third term to be scrapped. And it's because it's working with Buhari. And you can put one or two things together, just like they always say that there's no smoke without fire. Definitely something is wrong somewhere. There's something these guys are pushing. Of course, maybe Buhari might not even have that intention of running for third term, but a lot of vested interests are just all around him, telling him to go for a third term. Of course, let's see what will happen. The National Assembly that we have now cannot be compared to the National Assembly we had during OBJ's time. And for the fact that people are even tired, people are even confused. They don't even know how this government came in, even in the second term. But that's just where we are still going to be at after 4 years. Now, if somebody is even saying he wants to come for third term, at least you would have known what the person has done, whether the government or that particular person is something that has been favorable to the masses in the first place, let alone with all of these things that we have been struggling with, a lot of things that we are struggling. And now they are talking this particular man that wants that constitution or that area of that constitution to be amended, talking of the rights or whatever. But now they are not even speaking on behalf of course, that can they speak on behalf of a show. What is happening? What can we call that the is human rights is being trampled upon? This issue of totem, these guys are going somewhere. There is no smoke without fire, in my opinion. That's just the way I see it. And someone is saying here that why did you not allow OBJ, Jeg, third time? This idea or recommendation and speech amounts to hate speech and should be treated accordingly. Someone said, dishonorable Charles Oko Enya, you have been rejected by not only your constituency, Ebonyi State, but entire Nigeria. You have acted imprudently and ostracized yourself as a political leper. He must be a joker. Does he think Nigeria is a banana republic? Why do you people like abusing and cursing people with contrary opinion? It's an act of irresponsibility. That's what somebody is saying here, and he got a reply. Someone says, which is contrary here now? Someone said the proposal on its own is a major act of irresponsibility and hatred, especially in the context of the people mentioned. Here, see them. Why didn't you say that when Pa Iyabo approached the totem issue, it is only in Ebonyi State that such ills will come from? Of course, we know where the whole thing is coming from. You never finish the second term, you are looking for third term. There's nothing we're not going to see in this country. There is nothing we are not going to see in this country. Exactly. Someone say, we saw it coming and we have been talking and writing about it. That is why some judges were raided. That is why former justice was removed. That is why security agents have been clamping down on Nigerians. That is why the legislature is taking over. That is why all elections conducted and supervised by this government have been bloody rigged. That is why every well-meaning Nigerian is taxed corrupt, just to mention but a few. Don't also forget the Fulani Esme are working for the same agenda and no change of chief security agents, introduction of operations, this and that by the military. A law is coming to gag and tie the mouth of Nigerians that don't belong to APC. Awake Nigerians, awake before it is too late. Of course, with all of this is that we are saying, it's really cause for worry, honestly, unless you don't have the interest of the country at heart, unless you are not patriotic, unless maybe you belong to the ruling party because of what you are getting. But if really you are neutral, you know that there is fire on the mountain. In my opinion, that is just it. A lot of things abnormal things are becoming normal. Things that people could not even tolerate during Goodluck Jonathan time. But people are taking enough dose of it, and everybody is docile. Majority of people are docile, keeping quiet, keeping quiet. That's why we are hearing a lot of people coming from different angles, disguising, coming at, oh, we are coming at as an individual person. But we know they must have, it's possible they must have sponsored them. You go and say this, you go and say this. Let's hear what Nigerians, the way they are going to react to all of these things. Third time again, and honorable for that matter. It is not somebody who is on the streets, not just a card carrying member saying this thing. Then you want to tell me that he doesn't know what he's talking about, or something has not happened somewhere. Nothing happened. There is nothing that will just happen without anything. Someone says, that senator is mentally derailed. There are no more gray matters in his thinking faculty. Please, he needs help. Can anybody help him? Someone said, I knew it will come to this familiar terrain. Remember the inglorious ABN during Babangida era. It has started again. Some other sinister projects will soon be unveiled. All Baba has to do is keep denying why the foot soldiers will go to work. What a man. Has any court power, has any court power to alter, has any court has power to alter or rigid constitution, or so we think. The game plan is unfolding. Anything can happen. Soon, injunctions and counter injunctions will begin to roll out from the court. It so happened the court assisted Babangida to annul the most peaceful election in Nigeria in 1993. They have started again. So guys, what do you think about this thing? Because this every day by day, we begin to see new things. We hear about new things that are not supposed to come up in this era. We thought all the bad things had gone with the previous administration, and they told us that there's going to be a change. But this change is something that is so baffling and worrisome. The change is so threatening. So guys, leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.